They're pulling up the ladders that everybody could get up. They've decided prosperity is not the way to go. They've decided Renaissance isn't the way to go. They've decided Dark Age, infighting, race war is the way to go. They've decided totalitarian management is the way to go because the future doesn't need us, and the elite have made the decision. And so even though half of an American history textbook on average in public school is about wrongs done to minorities to make people guilty, so they can then be guilty and do what Democrats and Republicans tell them to do, or they'll be called racist. It's all there with just dumb, empty-headed kids, white kids to feel guilty, and minorities, who are the majority in most areas, to then feel wronged and race-conscious and hateful. To bring in a new management system of racism. Quite a trick. And to do that, they've had to dumb down the public, and they've done a fabulous job. Videos up on Infowars.com. Some Americans think Martin Luther King just died, that he was the first African American to walk on the moon. Almost 3 decades after Americans first observed Martin Luther King Day, some beachgoers in San Diego believe the civil rights leader only died recently, with others thinking King was the first African American to walk on the moon. King was murdered on April 4th, 1968, nearly 47 years ago. But when media analyst and author Mark Dice confronted San Diegans with the news that he had just passed away, the reaction was not as expected. Yes, it was. These are not cherry-picked. He's coming on. We've talked to him. We don't need to cherry-pick either. It is shocking how dumb they are. They signed a petition to add birth control drugs to the water supply. Students at the University of California accepted abortion in a canned fruit juice drinks, endorsing 19th century communist ideologue Karl Marx as the president of the United States. These are past videos. Obama supporters signing a petition to eliminate free speech and the First Amendment. Signed a petition to repeal the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. Supported a move to end the right to remain silent by repealing the Fifth Amendment. They signed a petition to support post-birth abortion up to age 3-year-olds, making infanticide part of Obamacare. It actually is being promoted now for real. Signed a petition to support making euthanasia of senior citizens mandatory part of Obamacare. Actually, the author of it, Ezekiel Emanuel, called for 75 and up to be terminated. Can anybody say Logan's Run? My mom's in that movie, I should add. It's pretty funny. She's in a scene. Supporting a move to release all illegal aliens from prison, no matter what crime they have committed, and then giving them free U.S. citizenship. That's already happening. Signed a petition to grant Obama immunity from all crimes he commits while in office. In another video, San Diegans also expressed their view that not liking Mexican food was a racist form of bigotry. See, all they know, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, is to hate white people, even if they're white, and to hate anything pro-life, and to hate any form of freedom. Just like in Germany, that you are not allowed to go out and protest open borders. Anything else goes. But free speech is banned while the president marches for free speech. So let's go ahead and go to this video of the San Diego airheads thinking that Martin Luther King was the first black person to walk on the moon. Here it is.
As you probably saw in the news, Martin Luther King passed away this morning. So,
it's one of my favorite speeches. The Kennedy speech, his speech, and Lincoln, fourscore.
Are you going to be going to the memorial for Martin Luther King?
This is the first I heard about it. I didn't watch the news. I don't even know where it's going to be.
Yeah, news just came. He just passed away this morning of a coronary, age of 93.
Oh, but that's not so bad.
Made it to 93.
That's good.
Martin Luther King, the first African American to walk on the moon, passed away this morning. Just getting people's reactions to his legacy for the black people.
What can I say? It was a good man, no? Hope there's more people like him.
A good role model for African American astronauts.
For everybody.
Yeah.
That's a
Very
good person.
sad day.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think maybe they'll make a holiday for him?
Maybe, you know, you never know. This world's crazy. They do a lot of crazy stuff.
But maybe a Martin Luther King holiday someday, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
To commemorate the astronauts.
Hope we don't work that day too. So.
Yeah, get to that. That's all that really matters.
And
right?
they pay it.
Okay. Martin Luther King, first African American to be put on Mount Rushmore. Obviously a huge step in America. How much more do we have to go until we're, you know?
I know. I think a long ways.
But wouldn't you agree? At least
yes.
Putting him. I mean, when they put him on the face of Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
When they put Martin Luther King on the face of Mount Rushmore, a huge step for American racial equality. Would you say?
I would say.
Well, thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.
Martin Luther King, huge legacy for America. A favorite general in the Confederate Army, giving the Gettysburg Address, still played today. Any thoughts on how close we are to finally achieving the dream of eradicating racism?
I have no idea. I mean, there's still stuff going on in different parts of the country, like the whole, what is that, Missouri thing?
The Missouri thing.
The police shooting, you know, that whole mess. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's better than what it was, so we'll see, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
As you probably saw on the news, I don't know if you saw the news in the last hour or so, but Martin Luther King has passed away at the age of 93. And I
didn't see.
We're just sort of getting people's opinions and, you know, just sort of looking at the legacy that he's left behind here. Any thoughts on what he's done for the country, how far we've come? He passed away.
Thoughts are that he was a good man, and I'm sorry he's passed away, because we should all follow what he preached. That's my view.
I mean, we lost a great civil rights leader this morning.
Absolutely.
Martin Luther King, dead at 93. Any thoughts on how far we've come from his original speech?
We've come a ways, but we have a long way to go, I believe.
Are you going to be watching the funeral services or maybe attending?
I definitely won't be attending because funerals are very sad.
Yeah.
But
you won't go
possibly,
to Martin Luther King's funeral then?
No.
But maybe watch the memorial services on CNN or on
I would imagine we'll all be watching it because we won't have a choice.
The whole world will be watching Martin Luther King's funeral live on television.
Right.
I mean, as you probably saw in the news this morning, Martin Luther King passed away. So we're just getting people's opinions.
I don't know if that's true.
He was, dead at 93. And so just getting some sound bites on how far we've come to, achieving the dream of eradicating racism.
Eradicating racism. Well, I'm pretty sure he passed away a while ago, so.
How did he die? Do you remember?
I believe he was murdered.
Oh, he was murdered.
He was murdered.
Well, thank you for knowing that.
No problem.
Appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos and playlists on youtube.com/MarkDice. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, or check out some of my books in paperback on Amazon.com or your favorite e-reading device. And stay tuned because there's more videos coming soon. All right, that's Mark's latest. He joins us at the bottom of the next hour. We've got a clip from that famous speech back in 1963 on August 28th where he says, judge people not on what color they are, but on what they stand for, basically. Now, if you look at political correctness and you look at everything being about your sexual persuasion, what color you are, it's the opposite of a truly liberal society. In a liberal society, it's about what you stand for and who you are, and you're open to new ideas and you're tolerant. But it doesn't mean you put yourself in a group and then think as a group and operate as a group. That's called a cult, a gang-driven society. And George Soros, again, it came out in a report last week. We already told you this months ago, but it's in a big Washington Times report. He admits it, $33 million just to get the anti-police stuff going. Folks, the police, asset forfeiture, seizures, shooting homeless people, they're bad cops out there, a lot of bad training. We fight all that. But just hating the police in general, why would George Soros want that? Because they're beta testing civil war in this country. Soros just overthrew Ukraine. Regardless of what you think about Ukraine and Russia and Europe, Soros admits he was behind that. It's the same deal. They want racial division in this country. The public dumb down, only looking at what color you are. And that's what this has turned into. Here's Martin Luther King.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
Absolutely. I mean, let me tell you, as a news manager on this company, I don't care what color a reporter is. If they're tenacious, smart, love freedom, and will go out and cover interesting news. I mean, I literally could care less. I mean, how is that revolutionary? But see, if I was politically correct, I should just hire people according to some type of, slot or something with quotas or something. I mean, that's just the opposite of freedom. We'll be right back.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, I'm going to start the next hour and really focus and do an in-depth analysis report on why they're destroying the middle class, what it means, break down the numbers. Because the public thinks of things of either you're for the environment or you're against it, or you're for the 1% or you're against it. Well, who is the 1%? It's a percentage of 1% that has basically half the wealth through fraud in almost every case. Through insider, crony, government, alliance deals. And they're moving globally to shut down all their competition and bring this tyranny in so that you financially are bankrupt, so that you can be micromanaged for the government handouts or the job you have. That's the social control. The last thing they want is people with independent towns, independent regions, independent local government, local healthy farms, healthy local markets. The system does not want that. They want global, standardized, planetary government. This is how we're being conquered. This is a 21st century system to conquer us. Also, don't worry, USDA says pesticide-laden food is safe. China stocks plunge amid regulator crackdown on margins. Papal text says man betrays God by destroying the environment. But see, it's never really helped the environment. It's, go along with global government. It'll fix it. Just give your rights up. That'll fix the earth. Pay carbon taxes. That'll fix it. We're also going to look at Ukrainian troops retake most of major airport from rebels. Really good news. Chuck Norris raises red flag over Monsanto in his column in WorldNet Daily. Rand Paul takes money from Monsanto. I'm not attacking Rand Paul, but he's kind of going more and more mainstream. He's a lot better than Nancy Pelosi. He's a lot better than Dianne Feinstein. I'm just saying, Rand Paul takes money from Monsanto. Chuck Norris fights him. Chuck Norris is a listener. He's been on many times over the years. We need to try to work to get him back on. And I just really respect Chuck Norris telling the truth, because Monsanto will try to go after him. I mean, look, their BT corn grows its own pesticide at 1,000 times what is naturally in corn. Yes, corn tends to have a fungus on it that's poisonous to bugs and that makes them not like the taste of it. But they put it in the corn. It grows it now. And then you eat it, and it kills honeybees that eat the pollen. It kills hogs that have been eating it in studies. And look, he's just coming out saying, hey, we need to look into this, because he isn't somebody who has bad will towards everyone. I'm not a big Rod Stewart fan. I like some of his songs, and I heard one on the radio this morning, Forever Young. I thought, what a Christian song. I mean, it really is, and it's really simple. About wishing people well, having goodwill, liking to see other people be healthy and happy, warning people. That's a normal activity. One final thing this hour before we go to break and come back and break all this down. We have what I believe from the side-by-side studies that are out there, and we have those side-by-side studies at InfoWarsStore.com, the best gravity-fed stainless steel filter system out there. It's the best, and it's lower than the competitors on average. You can get 10% off with promo code WATER on the whole family of Pro Pure G2 filters, you name it, replacement filters, everything.
10% off, but this month you can get free shipping, which is a big deal because filters are, they're good size. They'll sit on your tabletop, but the bigger units, I mean, it's a lot to ship by USPS or UPS. So free shipping